Yes.
Okay, we'll call, Monday, December 8th, Williamstown Select Board meeting to order. First thing on the agenda is Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Next item is to set the agenda. We need to add in audit vote and the RFPs under old business. We'll put that ahead of the flagpole.
Audit vote.
Anybody else have anything else? Anybody in favor of that?
Make a motion to include RFPs and what was the other things that were?
Audit vote.
Audit vote.
Audit vote.
I'll second that.
Motion made, seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Up and back there, for those that haven't been here, there's a laminated sheet that tells how the meetings run, if anybody's interested looking at it. Any select board announcements?
One for me.
Okay. Any public announcements?
The petitions are ready in the office for anybody who wants to run for office for the March town meeting. They're all ready and available.
I'm not sure it's really a public comment, but there's a trailer on Railroad Street of Villadues that is just about in the roadway. It's not a problem right now, but you know, if we get a decent snowstorm, they're already having to plow around it. We spoke to the road foreman, I don't know, probably 2-3 weeks ago, and he said it was supposed to have been moved already. Is that something that you guys can look into and see?
So what type of trailer is it?
It's right across from Gordy's house. It's on that lot that he just sticks stuff all the time. It's been a problem before, but it's always in the summer. Now that it's winter time, you know, you guys are gonna have a problem when it's time to plow around it.
Is it like a house trailer? Or
Yeah, it's a mobile home.
Okay.
So
So it's fairly good size then?
yeah, I think it's Ross Dairy's old one, honestly, but I don't know.
So that'd be Villadues probably?
Yeah, he sticks them there all the time. Like I said, in the summertime, it's not a big deal, but you know, this time of year, you know how plowing snow is, they're already having to go around it with the plow truck. If we get a foot of snow, then you're gonna lose half the road off it, so.
I'll take a ride down by there and talk to Dave about it.
Okay.
Said it was villages.
Yeah,
I was told it was leaving town.
yeah, that's always the story, you know.
Nobody's living in it.
It might be some homeless. That's been a problem before.
Okay, Rodney?
Yeah, I know it's not a normal budget season for you guys, but it is budget season. And I know you talked about possibly bonding some money for roads. And I just like to ask the board to really put some deep thought into what you do, because if you just go borrow money to do same old ain't working. And I don't know if it's just more traffic, heavier traffic, not enough people, highway people. I mean, I don't know exactly what's going on, but
We
not
have,
keeping up to these roads. And I don't think just putting the 6 inches of gravel on is gonna
Yeah.
fix the problem. I don't know if we need to go with more pavement, heavier traveled roads. I don't know, but I just think, you guys really think about
we got a
best
plan,
options.
we got a plan we're working on. We had it started, but things got sidetracked last couple weeks, but, Dave and I are supposed to be getting together next week. You're welcome, sit in on it if you wanna go over stuff.
I know when you do it.
Be during the day, I don't know what your schedule is.
I never know when you're getting ready to do it.
What's that?
I let Barbara know when you're getting ready to do it now.
Okay.
See where I'm at.
Any other public announcements? Steve?
While you're talking about roads, I know I was told last summer, Lighthouse Hill was gonna get some work done. I saw the road foreman up there, and I was told that, when I was coming down for a meeting, and I was told that he was up there checking to see what Lighthouse Hill Road needed. And at that time, I irritated some people, because I said, well, he was up there with the old town manager, he was up there with you 2 weeks ago, and it ain't got any better, so he already knows what needs to be done. And it was a hot day, and I openly said that he was out riding around in an air-conditioned truck on a hot day, which he was doing. And nothing's ever happened to the road, nobody ever came up and did
Just-
anything,
just
but I didn't
getting-
see the grader.
Just getting worse and
And
worse.
it's getting, yes it is, it's getting worse and worse, it's washing out, and it's not gonna be too awful long, gonna have to replace the whole road.
Yep,
If it keeps on, and
It's
nobody
washing
seems to
out
be
big time.
interested in doing anything about it.
yeah.
It's getting very irritating and frustrating.
Yep.
You know, I really don't like beating an old horse.
We
Pretty
pay
soon we're gonna
taxes.
shoot the horse. Because it ain't gonna run no more. You know what I mean? I mean, this is sickening.
Yeah, it is.
You know, we get told the same thing over and over and over and over, we're working on it, we're working on it, we're working on it. Nothing's been done. Absolutely nothing. They haven't had a grader on that road in months.
Nobody's touched that.
No.
And I said, well, I heard that, well,
David
we've lost
Taylor
some
has.
people,
Yeah,
we've
David.
lost some employees. It was before we even lost employees that it was bad. So that's not an excuse. I hear one excuse after another, nothing gets done.
I'm
What do
not,
we do to fix that problem?
I'm not familiar with it, but I've just got a question to ask you. The part that you're talking about is the class 4 or class 3 part of the?
Class
Great.
3.
Class 3.
We're the only ones on a class 4.
Right.
Steve's on class
It's class 3, right to where I grew up, at the old
3.
house.
Right, the old house.
That's where class 3 stops.
Yep.
The whole road is bad.
Up by David Taylor's,
There's ruts.
from the lighthouse, from South Hill up to David Taylor's, is absolutely horrendous.
It's been
And
washing
now,
out.
it's better now, we've got snow on the road, because it's spilling in the bad spots pretty well. And that's not gonna be a permanent fix by any means, 'cause that's gonna melt sooner or later. Probably not tomorrow, but it's gonna melt.
But when they come up to fix by David Taylor's, they put fine stuff in it, the next rainstorm.
It washes
all
down to
washes
Dennis's.
down,
Walk down to Gordon's.
Yeah, yeah, it
and
does.
washes down the road.
Dennis gets it in his
And
mouth.
it'll
Yes, it
wash
does.
down.
Yeah, he does.
Her and I've been up there for 23 years, and the town has told us
Yeah.
every year they were gonna do something with that road, and they haven't touched it.
They did
That's
come up and work a little bit on it, they put in the culvert where the one was taken out years
Oh,
ago, last
cattle
spring.
go under.
Yeah, that's the one.
The cattle go under.
Yeah, right by Robin's driveway.
Yep.
And they did replace that culvert. But, you know, I don't know, maybe they just can't see the rest of the road. Maybe the hood of the truck's out too far, too high, so they don't get a good view when they're looking. I don't know.
I figured they had it taken care of. It's been a few meetings since I've heard about it.
Blind person.
Well, I've been trying to hold off because I've been getting so irritated that it's really not good for me to get that irritated. You've known me a long time, Larry. And after a while, I don't have a lot of tolerance or patience for nonsense. And I reached that point very easily lately. And it's coming back. So we're gonna have to do something here pretty quick. Now, I realize this isn't the time of year to do a lot with it because, oh gosh, ground's froze now. And, you know, I just get sick of hearing the same old, and nothing getting done. But somebody's in charge of that.
Well, at this point, you're gonna have to bear with us till spring, I guess, because you can't do
Yeah,
nothing.
see?
right now.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
got- I
wait,
got-
that's supposed to make me happier, isn't it?
Maybe you should run.
It's,
If I had,
By all means.
it's probably better I don't, but
I'll tell
I got bail.
I'll tell Dave, make
Glad.
sure, good job of plowing it, stay smooth. But
yeah,
I understand where you're coming from, and,
Mom had the same
you
problem.
make sure to remind us first thing in the spring, and we'll make sure somebody looks at it again,
I will remind you, don't
and I
worry.
just,
Okay.
but like I said, you know, I've mentioned it many times this year, and it's fallen on deaf ears. So I don't know what the next step is yet, but I probably will be finding out.
Well, we're gonna hopefully have a new manager before spring, so you can,
I think we got it right now.
I don't think she
But you
wants,
can't do nothing about it right now.
I don't think she wants the job. Maybe I can ask her.
Just out of curiosity, did they use the new roller to help compact the road when they
I don't
they
think they
graded it
brought
out?
they haven't brought the roller up there.
They haven't graded it.
Okay, they haven't, okay.
They haven't graded
Okay.
it.
But a lot of the road, it's right down to the ledge.
Okay, I was just
And
curious.
it'll go, the water will go over the ledge and just wash the
Okay.
road out.
All right.
And the other problem is the road should have a crown to
Yes.
it, like this,
It's straight
not
across,
like this.
Yeah.
You know, they got it upside down,
yeah.
and it's been that way for a very long time.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
And you've seen that.
It's not Lighthouse Hill.
No, it's the
Oh,
whole
no, I
thing.
know, it's the whole
Yeah, that's what I'm
town.
saying, the whole thing. Yeah, and, you know, you would think somebody that's working on the roads would see that, wouldn't you?
You know, personally, I think that a lot of it wouldn't be on your road, but
No,
a lot of the road issues are just a lot of traffic and a lot of big traffic. And
Yeah.
it just
Yeah,
settles the road.
yeah,
And the wheel
big
tracks
trucks.
and-
Yeah, if you go over to Chelsea and come back through White Beagle Training, and just as you get to the Williamstown line, you know you're coming into Williamstown, because the road is completely flat, and Chelsea's road's all got a crown to, crown
and they got the same traffic, cause it goes right over through the
Yeah.
Chelsea.
Chelsea's roads out here are gonna be very smooth all the time.
I knew
No, they're not, that's not
I didn't mean to start a big discussion.
I do know that, one of the problems we got is so little gravel on the roads, there's nothing to grade or cut potholes without getting right into the subgrade dirt
But if you
and
don't-
ledge and roots. And so we're trying to address that by some means, either raise the road rehab budget up to do a certain amount a year, or bond a large amount of money to try to fix more roads quicker. We're working with the numbers now. We got some numbers back from the banks and stuff, and so,
I do know, a while ago, a short time ago, they come up and graded the road up by Tassie's and down below there.
yeah.
They never got the
South
potholes out, never got to the bottom of the potholes.
They should-
Because 2 days later, the potholes are back in the same
Yeah.
spot.
They
When you
should've-
grade your road for potholes, you gotta get below the bottom of the pothole and then smooth it over and crown it, because otherwise,
They should have been issued by Tassie's, because that road was built up a few years back.
Oh, it's bad.
Yeah.
but you may have to go over it twice. If your grade
No, I
is
mean,
big
it
enough to take it in one swipe, you have to
It
do it
shouldn't
and
have
then.
been, what I'm saying is, it shouldn't have been an issue for them to cut the potholes there, because there's enough material on that part of the road.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is up on here, on Lighthouse, but
No, Lighthouse isn't, that isn't the problem on Lighthouse,
No,
we're
we don't have
talking
the
South Hill
potholes.
now, down by Tassie's and such. You know, the washboards on the inside of that corner, just before you get to Tassie's at the top of the hill, by
By
where Menard
Bruce's.
Crossroad is.
Oh, that
Those
one,
washboards right there on that corner, been there all summer,
yeah.
and they haven't been improved any.
well, we're
So,
working on
somebody's
it.
gotta sit somebody down and, I don't know, take them by the hand and show them what to do, or, you know, I'm not an engineer, but I can probably show you what works. Dig it down and put some decent stone in there.
Okay, well, stay tuned, we'll deal with it in the spring. Any other public announcements? Commissions, committees, trustees, emergency service reports, or other board announcements? Okay, next item is approval of the warrants, SB 22170, 22173, and 22174. Do you have a motion on that? Or do any of you guys have to recuse yourself from the?
I have to recuse myself. It looks like we'd already approved 173 at one point. But 170, as far as I know, because I just went through it, has annual hose testing, so that's fire department related. Not that I had anything to do with it, but it's something we did. And then I'm just assuming on 174, it says new reporting software, is that for the fire department? 'Cause I know we're getting, or no, I'm guessing it is, cause I know that our software for the fire department is just outdated, and there's also property and casualty for, so I'm just abstaining.
Okay.
All three?
That's fine, well, I'll make the motion to approve the warrant as written.
Okay, is there a second?
that.
Motion made and seconded. Any discussion?
I didn't see anything.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed?
That's what.
Next item is payroll warrants for 11/16 and 11/30. Your motion on that?
Make the motion to approve as written.
Second that.
Motion made and seconded. Any discussion?
Just, I have to abstain
Yeah.
from 11:30,
On 11/16.
and Cody has to
We're on
abstain.
11/16.
So yeah, if we just vote on them individually, we should be fine.
Okay, so let's do 11/16 first. Any discussion on that? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? 11:30, any discussion on 11:30? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Abstain.
Opposed? Okay, approval of select board meeting minutes for 11/10, 11/18, and 12/4.
Make the motion to accept.
I'll second your motion.
Motion made, seconded, any discussion on the minutes?
Just for the executive sessions on the 4th and the 18th, we just have to make sure we note that we made a motion as a select board, first seconded, and then go into executive session. I know we lightly did it, it just wasn't on the minutes, and I couldn't tell you who did it.
On this one?
No, on December 4th and December
That's what we did.
18th.
On the special
When we
meetings.
go into executive
Oh,
session, we
this
have
one.
to first,
Got it.
second, go into executive session.
Gotcha.
So, just need to be a little bit better in the future.
Don't forget to sign them all tonight, because I need them for my vault.
Okay.
I still wait for October's, because you forgot to sign October's.
Well, I can assuredly say, Barb, I don't know how to get to your phone.
Oh, no, but they need
This one.
to be in my vault,
Yeah.
so they need to be
So-
signed.
Can she redo these and we just sign them next meeting, or do you need it
Well,
quicker than that?
I'm waiting on October's that never got signed, I mean, I don't, the law, they're supposed to be in the vault within 5 days, so I mean, I really need, I'm kind of backed up the last,
Let me ask this
Well,
question, could that be handwritten onto this, then sign
you could, yeah, you could very well, they don't need to be typed, I mean, I don't know, but you're really behind the last minutes I have in my vault are from the September meeting, so we're really behind and I need them in the vault. I'm the keeper of the records, so they need to be in there.
it? It must be around somewhere, isn't it? You're
Well,
signed,
the
you've
October
signed?
you guys didn't sign, so I need to have them signed and on my desk tomorrow, no later.
Do we have a copy of
And
October's
then I
tonight?
need the Novembers, the 10th and the 18th. The December can hold off, but I do need the November's minutes. They need to be in my vault, on my desk.
I know we
When
signed it
this,
all.
when this meeting is over with, before we start signing stuff, just get together with me and you guys figure out the time and stuff and just handwrite it and we'll sign it.
Because they definitely need to be in my vault.
Where do they need to be?
In my vault? In my vault.
Okay, yeah.
In my vault.
With all that discussion, we still gotta.
So,
Okay,
I think
any other discussion?
we just have to make, what we're saying is making the amendment to say who, when, like who made the first and second motion to go into executive sessions, is that what you're
Yeah,
saying?
they're gonna write that in.
So that as long,
Then
that's,
we'll
I
sign
think,
it.
yeah, so as long as we make that, the motion is made to, for him to call the executive session, or who first and second the executive session, we will write that, then it'll go. That's, and then I say, yeah.
The time we went to the meeting
Yeah.
and stuff, yeah. Okay, anything else? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Okay. Obviously, we don't have a town manager yet, but we got a little information. This is from the highway, Dave, is it there just for the highway department? Most of November hasn't been doing maintenance on trucks and loaders, preparation for the onset of winter. Final totals for winter sand are 690 yards hauled back to the town garage, another 2,000 yards stockpiled in the pit. We have received our quote for salt through Cargill and signed and returned through Cargill and signed and returned quote. Just read it the way it's written, but anyway, the price for salt has gone up from $89.50 a ton to $108.25 a ton. I've shopped around and the price is competitive. The highway crew has and will continue to cut brush and trees that are in the right of way are deemed a hazard. And this is from the road foreman and I think from the rest of the town as well. The town would like to extend a fond farewell to a long-time highway crew member, Jim Miller, who will be retiring at the end of December after 18 years of dedicated service. Jim will be missed by everyone. We wish him a very happy retirement. He has earned it. Thank you, Dave Wilder. And so I would say on behalf of the town, we concur with that. Jim's been a good employee for a long time.
Yep.
Thank you, Jim. And between Jen and May, they've come up with this, total of delinquent taxes as stands today is $387,239.06. Under the water, delinquent water is at $30,472.99. And sewers at $44,067.06 for a total of $74,540.05. I think it's a little higher right now because we just really, the bills just went out, we're due back in, so it should start coming down once we finally get them paid. They're past due at this point. As far as the town manager search goes, we've interviewed some candidates so far. And we're having another meeting tonight after this meeting. And, we'll see what happens after that. That's about all I can say about it right now. We have got at least one, maybe two good prospects. So that's better than having none. So we'll see how it all turns out.
How much better than none?
What's that?
How much better than no prospects?
Which what?
The ones you got, prospects you got, are they much better than no prospect, or?
I said they're better not having any prospects.
Yeah, but how much better?
They're pretty good.
Yeah.
So, that's all I've got. We've been taking care of dogs and cats and cows and different things and whatever, goats. I mean, there's a lot that goes on, a lot of chasing around and stuff to do. Myself, I don't know why anybody want the job, because I sure wouldn't want.
Yeah, maybe that's gonna be a hard one to fill.
We're getting through it. I mean, it's been trying time for the last few weeks, but after tax season get over with and the water bill season get over with, calmed down a little bit in the office at least, and had that thrown in right in the middle of everything, so it didn't help much, but I think we're getting through all right. And, I can't thank May and Jen and Barb enough for the help that they have. Everybody's worked together to get through it, so along with the select board members, and we've all been doing different things and make things work, so. That's it, anybody got any questions or anything?
I've got something for new business that should be brought up now instead of waiting. 2 years ago, we voted at town meeting and we had an ambulance fund left over from the old ambulance. And that money was to be set aside in case we wanted to bring our own ambulance back. It was voted on at town meeting by the town people. I want someone to make sure that money is still there. If not, it should have been voted on by the town because it was voted by the town to save it. Number two, I know we're under contract until 27 for Berry County Ambulance. I think the town needs to, that was kind of railroaded because we had over 125 signatures on a petition to keep our own ambulance crew. And it was just overlooked. I want the town to have a chance at the next town meeting to review and maybe decide if they want to have our own ambulance back. Because we know Berry Town's going to just keep going up in price every year. And I was real upset that just a minute, I was real upset that with the number of names on that petition, that it was just ignored. And we hired Berry Town instead of upgrading our own ambulance. And nobody gave me a real good reason why that happened.
We didn't have an ambulance crew.
Yeah,
Right now, we don't have a crew. I realize,
We didn't have one
We didn't have
then.
one then
but we had
either.
a small one.
the only reason it
Two people doesn't count.
started to take place is because we were understaffed and Berry Town was covering over a third of our calls. Anyway, and
What
back,
would it
back,
take to get-
back to what you just said about the price going up, it actually has gone down.
It has gone down now.
We're down.
It did from the beginning.
60,
It has from the
it's
beginning?
gonna be about $60,000 lower this year than it was when we had budgeted for our own ambulance.
Okay, well, that information needs to be handed around then, 'cause I wasn't
Yeah,
aware of that.
It has been
But
put out.
anyway, I was upset that the way that came about, and why did we not have our own crew? What would we have needed to do to have our own crew, to upgrade that crew?
It's called volunteer ambulance, and there weren't any volunteers.
And when the volunteers were on duty, they wouldn't show up.
Really?
Some of them.
For the most
gonna
part,
say,
that's what started the whole mess.
Because in the past, when we had Williamstown ambulance, had many calls up on Lighthouse Hill for
Yes.
Williamstown ambulance.
In the wintertime.
And in the wintertime, a couple of times in quite a lot of snow. And I'll tell you what, the response time was unbelievably short. I was amazed. That call would go out and within a few minutes, less than 8 minutes, on 10 inches of snow, we had an ambulance in the yard. I can't say enough good about that crew that was on there. I really can't.
They all got old and retired.
I know one of them did. That, I don't blame him, but, you know, that's a shame, but I don't know. I don't know if we could ever get that back or not. I would like to see Williamstown stand on their own feet.
Well,
Kinda hard.
it's a big expense, big expense.
It's gonna be a big expense now because we've lost everything we had. What little we did have, we've lost now.
The money's still sitting in the account, right, Jen? It's right behind you, so it's still there.
Yeah, it's still there?
It's still there.
Good. That makes me happy.
When Gordy brought that proposal to us,
Yeah.
he was working 80 hours a week.
Yeah, I know he's working a lot of hours.
Minimum.
And he couldn't do it anymore. And there was nobody banging on the door to come in. That's why we did it. We got a lot better service now, 24 hours a day. EMTs for less money.
Really.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
it's, I mean, I didn't wanna see it go either. But I mean, it's just common sense.
If you don't have the crew, I can see that. I didn't realize that you had no replacements whatsoever.
Very
That
minimal.
wasn't brought up at the time.
Actually, that was brought up multiple
At the
times,
town
Chief.
meeting? At the town meeting?
It was, in,
No, at
amongst
the
the
meeting.
yelling and screaming and pointing fingers, yes, it did, multiple times. That's
But,
where it all started from.
but, I do know that even at 1 o'clock in the morning, in 10 inches of snow, we had an ambulance up there within less than 8 minutes, which I thought was extraordinary.
Well, then it should be even a shorter time if that's the case, cause they're housed here.
Yeah,
If
you-
the ambulance isn't have to leave instead of
He
waiting for it.
mentioned the other day, but I can't remember what it was, I think it's down like 6 minutes or something.
Something like that.
Yeah.
6 minutes now for response, well, it should be if they're living, if they're housing right here. It
Right.
should be.
Yeah.
And those guys weren't housed right here.
Exactly.
I mean, the situation we have now, is it perfect? No. I
Right.
mean, I don't care what kind of business or whatever, nothing's ever perfect, but we've got about as good a service as we can get in-house with a higher level of training to do, you know, like heart attacks and stuff like that we didn't have before. And there's certain procedures they can do that they couldn't before on the way to the hospital. So we got a better level of service, 24/7 in-house, people staying here night and day, ready to go, and it's cost us less than it used to.
We couldn't hire our own people to stay right here in-house?
If you wanna budget a minimum of $1 million, yeah, we could.
Really?
Mhm.
That's what you gotta have 2 people to go minimum. And then that's 24/7, so I mean, you've got about,
You're gonna have
and they can have
three
days off.
Exactly.
What was he saying,
Multiple
it's gonna take
ambulance.
about 16 people to staff a in-house.
Okay.
Between the
Full time.
weekends and days off
Yeah.
and, 24/7 coverage would be 3 different shifts, that's 6 minimum right there, plus the days, the fill-in days.
I wasn't aware of all of that. Somehow I wasn't aware of that. Sorry, I wasn't aware of that, but, it just seemed awful abrupt to me with that many townspeople against it.
Well,
Apparently I wasn't the only one that didn't understand all that.
Every time we have this conversation with somebody and we explain it to them, the money, coverage, they're like, oh, that's a good idea. And it's, I mean, we're saving you guys money.
Now, like I said, I wasn't
And I
aware of
think-
that,
and
and
I think we
apparently I
got-
wasn't the only one.
And I think we got a lot better coverage.
I think a lot of it is the way it was handled. in the
I think
beginning.
that's
It was
what
all
irritated
behind
me.
closed doors and
Yes, that
even,
irritated the heck out of me.
even the crew majority of the crew did not know until it was out in the open, this is how it's happened. So that still bites, a little bit, but it is what it is now, but
Yeah.
it was the way it was done. It
Oh,
was
it-
handled
Poorly.
behind closed doors.
Yeah.
It was a very tough pill to swallow for everybody, but yeah, to what point, you're right, it got thrown at people on this side of the table all at once too. It really wasn't laying up, Rodney was on the board then too. You weren't?
No.
Not too far off from it, but either way, I remember, it wasn't that pleasant on this side either, trying to figure it out. Well,
we weren't left with too many choices, really. We had no crew, or no reliable crew. Berrytown was taking care of over a third of the calls because they had to be called in. You got people call in with emergency and they try to round up the crew to come down here. In the meantime, all this time being lost, then they gotta wait for Berrytown to come. I mean, you're looking probably 10, 15, 20 minutes for anybody to show up, maybe more. So you can't have that, so.
See, I never had to experience that because for a couple of years I had the ambulance at the house for quite a lot of times. And I had a neighbor for a while was using the ambulance quite a while, quite often. And, no, I wasn't aware that we had that much trouble getting it because anytime there was a call, I could hear it come in on the call while I was standing there and 2 minutes later, there's an ambulance there. So, but anyway, I wasn't aware of that and I didn't, and like Barbara said, it was done behind closed doors. It was, the way it was handled, I think is the hardest pill to swallow.
Well, but maybe we weren't perfect in the way we went about it, but we had a situation we had to deal with, and we dealt with the best, what we thought was the best interest of the town. And so far, from anything I've seen, we haven't been wrong, because it's getting done now, and response times get lower, the cost is lower. And there may be a few little glitches here and there, but I mean, overall, it's worked out pretty well. So,
Okay. I'm thankful for the clarification on that,
okay.
which I didn't have. But let's hope that if anything like that happens again, it's handled differently instead of behind closed doors and.
No, to be perfectly honest with you, there's so much misinformation floating around that probably wouldn't have passed if it went to a vote. And where would we be? We'd be sitting here with with nothing. So
Yeah.
we had to do something to make sure things kept going.
It was probably something where it should have been addressed a year before.
It's been building for a while.
Yeah, so it should have been something addressing it a year or two before, may have stopped that.
Something like you'll say, sometimes things gotta get worse before they get better, and it was at the bottom pretty much, yeah.
Okay. Thank you for the explanation.
Okay, so that's over with, on to new business, Washington snow flyers. I assume you must be the person for that.
Yeah.
Come on up here.
Sorry I'm late. You want to sit right here?
You sit right there and everybody can see it.
No. I don't want to take notes. My name is Brian Farnham. I'm the trail master in Washington. We were recently told we were closed down on some land up on Baptist Street by a big landowner up there. Been trying to figure out ways around it, because getting from Washington Village to Williamstown, if we can't get in between here and there, the other ways is going all the way to Chelsea or Brookfield that way, or going to Southbury that way. So this is a main corridor for everyone this way to get over to Washington and vice versa. We've been looking at some options. One option is to use the old Grandview Road, which is up off Chelsea Road, they call it. We haven't really gone to look at landowners, talk to landowners. We've talked to one so far, but not all of them. But knowing that you guys will have a meeting once a month, I thought we should get in here if we can try to work things out. We have that option. And then our last ditch effort we've come to would be, we can get onto Terrell Hill, which is off Baptist Street, and then follow Baptist Street down to just before Young Road and meet up with Williamstown Club there. That's our two options right now. We've looked at other ways to get around, and with the snow falling, we're kind of running out of time.
Trail's supposed to open the 15th, right?
Next Monday morning, technically, it opens.
Right, I'm just curious, you said you lost a major landowner on the Washington side?
On the
May I ask?
William side, on
On
Baptist Street.
Okay, who?
Can I say the name? Or-
I don't know, can you? I'm just
It was
curious.
a Martin farm.
Huh?
It was a Martin farm,
Okay,
240 acres, or it was a big
Yep,
chunk of land.
no, I was just curious
Yeah.
the whereabouts it was.
Yeah, no, it was, we know what, he chose not to cross the land, so we're respecting him.
Yep.
So, we're trying to get a trail from there to here. And that's why I'm here to see if we can work with you guys getting permission to use the Grandview Road, if we can get permission by all the landowners. And I do have some maps here, and if that doesn't work, is using the side of Baptist Street. So,
Down Terrier Hill across Baptist Street.
How far would you have to go on the road, so?
I think it's,
It'd be the same
Coming
distance
down
as
the
the ATV
hill
club.
and then to Young Road,
yeah, so,
that's the same
We-
as the ATV.
Same
yeah,
thing.
we have permission, Ty Ducharme, we have permission, we usually go across his land and veer and head toward Martin Farm. And I think, we haven't really sat down and talked to him, but I think coming out there and down, so it'd be at the lower end of Terrell Hill. But, and I think we would turn around our groomer there and head back, and Williamstown would turn around, so the groomer wouldn't be going on the dirt roads. And I think also with, if people seeing it, once they see if they have to travel the dirt road, they're gonna be less taking it, but if there's a big snowstorm in the side of the banks, they can hop on the banks, so that's where we are. We're late to the game, I can tell you, so.
So you would come down, Terry, I think I know where you're talking about, it's just above where shoe walking used to be?
Yeah.
Where you come out
Yeah.
onto the road?
Yep, that's option 2. Option 1 is Grandview,
Right.
if we can
But
use
then you'd
Grandview.
come down and then you'd have to go
Baptist
south along, how far along Baptist Street would you have to go?
to,
Young Road.
yeah, just shy of Young Road.
It's quite a stretch.
It is.
A pretty good distance up there, it's about the same way the ATV club runs their trail.
Where's the trail on the Chelsea Road side of Grandview? Like on both sides, 'cause it's class 4 right in the middle.
Yep. It comes up, there's a power line that we come off the power line, take Grandview, come down, and where Grandview takes a left and heads back to the Williamstown Road, we go straight,
Okay. Is that on the Chelsea side or the,
Williamstown.
okay.
Yeah.
Well, I know, what I'm saying, I don't go down to the Grandview side, or the bottom side of Grandview very often off it.
Yeah.
Is that, no, what's the road down there?
Baptist?
No,
Tower Road?
Tower Road, right, Tower Road, and then it
Then it turns to
intersects and,
Grandview.
yeah. So so where does the trail come in near the Tower Road side? Cause those are a lot of class 4 roads, I think, down that end.
So on our end, it would come up Poor Farm Road, they call it Poor Farm Road.
Yeah.
Come all the way up Poor Farm Road, get on to a couple landowners, and then get on to the power line, then get on to Grandview and come down.
And then once you get it to the Chelsea Road,
Chelsea Road we don't go near because we'll meet Williamstown up on top.
okay.
Goes up, trail used to come off, like you said, off the power line and go towards the Chelsea Road on the class 3 portion of Grandview. And then it would take a right out by Wango Seaver's place there and go down what they call Jackson Four Corners behind the Wash Electric substation. And that's where Washington would stop, Williamstown.
This same exact trail we would use that they used 24 years ago.
Yeah, that was used ever since the club started, I think in '69, as far as I know.
Yeah. So,
That'd be the best route if you.
it would be, and that's why we're trying to, and with you guys meeting once a month, like if we can get the landowners on either side of us to okay it, I have funding through the state has already like, if you need funding, let me know, if you need culverts, let me know. So that's why I've come to you guys first, because you guys have the big section, that's the most of the land. Now I have to go and ask the landowners, so.
So, right now, you don't know which option you're gonna have, but you need to know once you get it figured out so you can.
Yeah, like, yeah, if you say either way, Grandview, and we move forward on Grandview, and I have a landowner up there saying, I don't want you on, that's it, I can't go up there. Because there's some landowners that we have to use their property to get onto Grandview. So,
That might be a tough one, but what you're asking is if possibly to have permission for both sections?
Yes.
If the first one doesn't work out, so you can have a fallback
Yeah.
to actually get it done.
I do not, we've had option 2 in back of our minds for a long time. Our Tyson Bluen's our president. That's the least option we want to do. We don't want to see anybody traveling down the road. Personally, I don't like the roads at all. Because it's a long stretch and people, they get rocks and that in their tracks, and they're not made to go down roads. But if this doesn't work, I kind of have to fall back on that, so.
My only concern with the roads, like Baptist, I live up on Baptist, is, the edge of the road is a lot of people's property. And I just, would you have to check with all of the people that live on the road, or, because if people start going off onto people's property to get in the snow, and those landowners are like, hey, why are snowmobiles traveling on my land? That's my only thought about that.
You'd be staying on the road until they get to the trail.
Right.
The trail goes on.
To be right in the confines of the road, just to the edge of it.
Okay.
that's our last option. Like,
Right.
I don't wanna go down, I see where you're going with, and I don't like the option, but if, I also don't want people over here or in Washington, vice, to lose, like,
Yeah,
the
just-
business over here, like Pump Pantry, lose a lot of business because
Yeah.
people can't get over here.
Yeah, I
That's
hear ya.
where,
Rodney?
Have you discussed with Paquins and Justin Lambert whether there's a way to cut through there?
through where?
Paquin Farm. Right now, Paquin, it comes across Paquin Farm into Martin's Woods, then back onto Justin Lambert's. Is there any way that,
They used to go through there and she stopped us from going to, or stopped. Williamstown Club used to go through there, but she stopped them last year, I think, the year before.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, cause like behind Donnell Dexter's house, that area
Yeah.
that you're talking about, yeah, that's shut down, can't cross the area.
Mike?
I believe that Mary stopped that because she had somebody living in a camper over by Martin Road, but I don't believe that they're living in the camper anymore. If that's what I thought. So she may be, I can't speak for her, but she may be willing now that somebody's not living in a camper over there. That was the reason they shut that down, was because he was using the old snow machine entrance by Duanas's for his driveway, so.
I think, just so that they're not left with nothing, we need to say, yeah, I can do that, but if you have to, but.
Like I
if I-
told Jimmy, that's our last ditch effort, like, I don't like it at all, like, but I also trying to make so people can get from that side of the mountain to here. And I'm hoping that whatever we have, if we have to go down the trail or down the road this year, that I have the entire summer, not a month and a half to figure out a trail. That next year we can get a solid trail in, so that's.
We did a bunch of work on one, or we didn't, but the snow machine club, Williamstown, so we did a bunch of work on one of the trails, put new culverts in, fixed all up, next year shut it off.
Yep.
So,
Yep. And you know, you talk to like Vass and it's just not in central Vermont, it's statewide. Like they had a major corridor up in the state of Vermont, shut right down, so you can't get to one side of the state to the other. So it's harder and harder every year.
every time land gets subdivided, is that,
Yep.
all it takes is one chunk?
It takes one jump.
So, anyway, at this point, we need somebody to make a motion that we,
I'll do that.
something,
Well-
not on this situation until we can find something.
I make a motion that we vote to, extend permission to use Granville if possible for the first one, and if not, backup or contingency plan to come down Terrier Hill and down across Baptist Street to connect the trail.
Your second.
I'll second that.
Motion made, seconded, any further discussion?
Maybe just check into what Mike was saying with that.
Yeah, yeah.
With that it being said, a couple little information came to light, maybe
Yep.
well, something you
Yeah.
can check into
Yeah,
prior.
and we were told this weekend that there's a landowner up on top that just bought a bunch of land up there, so it needs 4 snowmobilers, so
Good.
up on Grandview, so.
That might be a missing link.
A little bit, yes. Yes, so. but-
I can tell you as a snowmobiler ever since they've been in existence, the last place you want to ride is on the road. It's hard on the machine, it's
Yeah.
just not fun, you know, so.
And I really, we got some work to do, but let it be, you know, so.
Good.
I just have to have a permission slip just here for you guys for VAS, it's for liability and all that, but that's it, we'll be out of here.
Okay, well, I made the motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Guess you're all set.
Thank you.
You get it ready, we can sign it so you can.
Yeah, I'll
I can just leave.
Do it right there,
Yeah.
that's fine. Okay, on the old business, Tyler's, we tried to put together a committee to handle this, but people kept dropping out of it for various reasons, so Tyler's been working with Sarah LaCroix and city, leagues of cities of town, and we came up with a draft proposal for RFPs, and we made a vote at the last meeting about having a vote on audit of the towns relating to the town manager. That the way it was worded kind of ties their hands too much with forensic. Since that time, we've had two professional people, one being Sarah LaCroix, who is highly skilled accounting. She was city finance director for the city of Montpelier. And then also Bill Iacoboni contacted us. We had about an hour-long phone conversation with him, with the board. And he audited the books for the town for, till he retired for quite a few years. And both suggested that we do what's called, it's a preliminary.
Well, to initially have preliminary audit.
review. There's two parts.
Preliminary audit.
Preliminary audit to see if there's any probability that something could have been mishandled. And if they find something like that, then they would recommend the forensic audit, which is much more expensive. So.
Did you ever find out how much more expensive?
No,
That's,
that's what we're discussing tonight.
That's what this RFP will do. If we get this put out there to these people, these different accounting firms, there's about 8 or 10 of them on this list. They'll come back with numbers for both, and then we'll know. And then we need those numbers before we can put it to vote anyway. And so that's what.
You need a preliminary before you can get a forensic,
So,
or get a price on a forensic?
so I made an error the way I worded my motion at last meeting. I didn't make the motion to bring it to a vote. I made a motion to do it. And unfortunately, none of us caught that. And no one had reached out to me, but on social media, a family member had read what someone had said, that we're just doing the audit because of how it was worded, how it was voted on. And that is not what the people in the town wanted. They wanted it to go to vote, because realistically, this could cost up to $200,000. So tonight's point, from my understanding, is that we are going to rescind that motion, because we need to, unless everyone wants to spend $200,000. But now with that kind of kink in the chain, and I'll show it, this is the request for proposal. Our goal tonight is to, as a select board, go through this request for proposal, which Sarah sent to us. And, you know, basically, I filled it out, that's all the orange, just dates, nothing really major was changed on it. And once that request for proposal comes back, which will be next month, next town, see, this is my language, next select board meeting, just like any other budget vote, or proposal vote, we will vote on who is the best and or, you know, expense best, you know, however we do things.
Yeah.
And then that, the goal of this is to go, now unfortunately, we're not gonna be doing a special vote, it will go to town meeting. That's the one kicker, because we just are running out of time. That being said, and you know, I have spoken to Larry about this, I am fine, and that's why we're here tonight, so we can all discuss this. It might be a better, in lack of a better term, pill to swallow to bring it to the voters, to do a preliminary audit and see if there's any red flags. And, you know, that could cost up to what, maybe $10,000-ish? I mean, I'm just throwing, that is Tyler Mitchell throwing a number out there. I have legitimately no idea. If the person that we choose that to do the audit proposal says, yep, there's some yellow red flags, then I believe all of us will agree that it needs to go back to a special vote with the citizens to do the full forensic audit which could cost up to $200,000.
Generated in taxes.
Correct, yes, so that's kind of the hard thing. I mean, I've spoken to a few citizens myself that said if it's gonna cost 200 grand, and they, trust me, they want the audit, but if it's gonna cost $200,000, they're gonna vote no.
How far do they dig into it with the preliminary?
That is a great question. I honestly don't know the answer to that, and that's why this proposal is this request for proposal is gonna go out, and then we can ask those people once they send in. Again, the way this is written is, no one on the select board or the, hopefully future, pray to God, future town manager is not going to see any of those coming in. It's going to be shown to the public and the select board and the town manager, again, knock on wood. And we'll have a town manager by then for next meeting. Once we figure out who that company is going to be, that's who the voters, and again, it's in here somewhere. Because I worded it wrong, I looked at the Vermont website after the fact that I was made well aware that I worded it wrong. This is a draft, and this is something we're gonna discuss tonight, that will be on the ballot. Shall the town of Williamstown perform it, and I've changed the words a little bit, an initial audit assessment by, I have company in parentheses, because I don't know who it is yet, not to exceed literally a dollar amount, there's just blanks, from August 1st, 2011 to December 31st, 25, Jacqueline Higgins town manager tenure. So the original way I wrote this was to do a forensic audit, but speaking, between the chair and I, if it shows $200,000 and people really want this audit, that might just be the thorn that does not. So at least, and I think the chair is fine with, he's talked about this, I think, in the last meeting quite a bit, just doing that's how they did it in the past, was doing the very general audit, and then we can discuss this contract in a second, but there is something in this request for proposal we're sending out that says the town can cut it at any time, meaning, if they come back and it's $50,000 and we didn't agree on that, we can walk away. And I did not write this other than put in the dates.
I thought we had agreed to, as a group, to do a forensic audit, and the question was to find out what it was gonna cost and to bring it to the voters of the town.
Correct, and that's what we're talking right now.
Okay.
But the way I worded.
We need a price tag to bring it to the vote.
But that's the problem I made, I didn't say vote. Larry, I didn't bring my.
I got a question. I was just brought to my attention this afternoon before I left.
Yeah.
And I'm quickly looking through it. I think you may want to not have, if you do this, electronic submissions.
Okay.
It says encourage. I'm just saying that's hard. I go through my email and I open them all up. And if I was to come across, I don't want to be in trouble for reading one. When we have bids coming in, they have to be in a sealed envelope, date stamped, and by rights, they haven't been done in the last several years, need to be kept in the vault until when you guys open the bids.
Yep.
I think this should be if you're gonna do this, it needs to be handled the same way. It needs to come hard copy, original, whatever, in the mail, date stamped, and put in the vault until upon opening.
Yeah, and I'm fine with that. Again, Sarah was the one that drafted this, because this is what she does. And that electronic thing was in there, and I'm very new to this. I own my newness. And we live in a world of technology that everyone has one of these.
Oh, I know.
And
Not everybody.
I brought my computer today to make edits if we need to, that's why my computer is here. And the reality of it is, I just didn't know if that's the way the world is turning.
Is this kind of like what we talked about before? It's called like a spot audit,
Right.
where they go in and they just randomly select over the last 14 years different parts, right?
I think so.
And they go over, which is a small,
Very small percentage.
a section of it. But then if they find anything, then the red flag goes up.
What's the chance of finding something on that small of a percentage? If
Right,
there is
if
something
they've been
right?
doing it anyway.
They did
Because
it
they
over
do
Tunbridge.
a little audit every year
Yeah.
anyway.
No, they didn't.
Tunbridge did it too.
Apparently they didn't.
They
Apparently they
did, but that's
I
what
know
happened.
people on the fire department over there, and they said they had audits on paperwork, and it just happened to come up. There's something they overlooked for years,
They did spot
and it
check.
just happened to show up.
So apparently.
That's why they did
Apparently
what
they
they did.
Spot, they had a spot
So-
on it done too.
It, having just a little spot check done on this, it's crazy.
I don't know, this
They
is,
need to dig into it, go
Yes.
back to when the day she was hired and see what had gone on with the town money.
That's what you're talking about.
So we
I
spoke,
understand the cost factor.
we spoke to multiple people, and it seems like there's a good process in doing this, and I agree with you, if the town, that's why we're gonna bring this to town meeting, if we get the numbers back, if we do the preliminary, the spot check, we'll see, here's some more information for the voters, here's the costs, here's the numbers, here's what the spot checks found. And then the voters can decide whether they wanna spend whatever amount of money on doing a full forensic audit.
That to me is the biggie thing, is what the whole forensic
Yeah.
audit gonna cost, the spot check.
That's not even worth it.
So,
we'll have
so,
the numbers on both when it
Yes.
comes back.
so Larry's right with that, so again, the cost, I'm reading this right from the contract that was sent, or request for proposal, not the contract. Cost proposal, provide a detailed cost proposal that includes hourly rates by staff classification, estimated total hours and maximum fees for the preliminary review, which is the spot audit. That's number one, and two, forensic audit, and in parentheses, if deemed necessary. So, I really don't care either way, it's what the taxpayers want. This one, if we as the town, people want it to say, shall the town of Williamstown perform a forensic audit assessment by, or a forensic audit by whatever company not to exceed $200,000, I have no woes to doing that whatsoever, because it's the town that's voting for it, 100%. Again, the potential stickiness of it is if people are really diehard about having this audit performed and not wanting to spend $200,000. So I'm for either way, I really don't care, but I wanna make sure we're doing it professionally. Again, I promise you, the only thing, anything that is and because I was doing this at work, I was sitting with someone that at a break, and I unfortunately couldn't highlight it yellow. They only had orange, so that's why it's in orange.
This, like I said, we had two very professional people suggest that take this route. And, so, I mean, this is the proper way to go about it. We'll have, if we do this, send these RFPs out, we'll have the numbers all back prior to the next select board meeting, and then we can open it all up at the same time. And Barb was talking about many more so than used to be, like construction bids and contracts that come in by email, and they're all set aside by a certain person. This way we got this set up, you and May would set them aside, the vault, or however you wanna do it. You bring them to the select board meeting, and then they get opened at that time. That's very common practice now for,
It is, but I can't guarantee I won't open
Yeah,
it.
and I'm fine having them
I'm
mailed.
not gonna be held responsible if I don't open
And
it.
I have to trust Barb on this one, because I'm not a town clerk, so.
So I'm gonna just put that out there. I don't care if you wanna send it that way. If I open it, I can see, oh, this is, and I'll put it in a folder, but I'm not gonna be held responsible because I opened it, because there is no guarantees I won't open it.
Yeah. You should just do the way I do my email, Barb. Don't open anything, and then 7 days later, someone will say, did you see my email? And then it's all in bold letters.
Well, you need to start deleting email.
Because I don't
Okay,
read
Mike's
it
had
anyway.
his hand up for quite a while
just
now.
like, in today's world, Barb, everybody does an
Well,
email.
that's fine. I'll just open it and put it off to the
I
side,
don't like,
or
I
I'll
don't like
print
it
it
either,
out.
I don't like it either, but it's the way things are, especially professional people.
I like the mail, I like the mail.
I was just curious, is there, and you guys may not have the answers, but if it's gonna be a major expense, is there grants out there to
Well,
help in that case?
we'll see,
Good question.
is there any, I was thinking about this today, Jen, is there any money left in that ARPA account that after we paid the church for the clock tower thing?
I'll have to look To see what the balance is, yeah.
There's a couple different pots that we may be able to do something with, but first we need to know how much it is. So-
Absolutely, I didn't know,
Right.
I know Jackie did a lot.
There's definitely not enough to do a forensic audit, but there may be enough to cover this preliminary review.
Yep. I didn't know if the state offered anything, I don't think this is a very common thing for town employees to have to deal with, but I didn't know if they had some sort of grant to assist the towns.
You know, I'm pretty confident that, you know, if it's anywhere somewhere $10,000 to $15,000, we can find that. Some different services or something. If you're talking 150, 200,000, that we don't have that laying around.
Yeah, no.
Unless we take out an ambulance fund,
That's true.
we can't touch that.
No, we can, in theory, and, you know, I try, actually Larry jokes about that, but I did mention it, that money is sitting there. The legal way to do it though is the voters have to say
Yes.
that ambulance money has to be used toward an audit.
Yeah.
Any money that's like that, anything you vote for, and I am a voter as well, anything you vote for, if
Gotta
money's,
come to the vote.
same thing. If we wanna buy a new dump truck for the town, and that money doesn't get used to purchase a dump truck, we're in a lot of trouble, I'm assuming legally.
Right. The other thing is, would the audit show that if money was earmarked, like FEMA money or some other money for one project, if it was used in another area, would that also show that?
Well, I think what will happen, Jen maybe correct me wrong if I'm on it, what they will do is go back through the years and see what the accounting practices were. Like we had Horace going over the town manager we've had since Bob Cleves, and all the way up to Jen until recently when COVID, the treasurer would have all their payables and checks written back and forth, and water and sewer and delinquent taxes, etc. And all accounting done, and then the Horace would check those numbers over. And then at the end of the year, the full-fledged accountants would do all the audit for the town. Our town budgets and stuff are audited every year. Some towns don't do it every year, but we do. Plus we got three road, we got the treasurer, and we got somebody looking over treasurer's shoulder, or the monthly, way it does like monthly, then we got the end of the year audit. So my thoughts are that I'm not positive on this, but they're gonna kinda go through the years and see if those practices have been followed, and if there's any chance that anything could be taken. You know, the way it works, like once the bills are created for taxes or water or sewer, Jen has that in the computers and accounts. So if, say, for instance, somebody came in and paid cash for one of those taxes or water or sewer, and that didn't show up, they'd be back in hollering it when they got the delinquent notice for sure. I came in and paid for it. So it's very hard for someone to pull that off the way our system is set up. It ain't saying it can't be, but like the former accountant, Bill Iacovoni, said that, you know, he ain't gonna find if a couple $100 here, well, after it's got that much, you're gonna know if anything big got taken for sure. But, you know, you never, even with a forensic audit, you may not find it right down to if a couple $100 here was taken or something like that. It's almost impossible. So.
She had no access to get into the accounts.
All right.
I mean, it's Jennifer. Yeah. Yeah. Or you're even inputting checks, anything, you input it all cash and checks. I'll find, she always.
Me does the AP,
Yeah.
receipts, yes.
Ain't like she could go in there, cause Jen she can't get into Jen's computer or the treasurer's computer to change any numbers or anything, so it would have been very difficult for her to pull off, or anybody in their position to pull off.
And anything that I bring up in the register, I clean it out every 2 weeks, and I do a spreadsheet, and everything I take in, like dog licenses, all my recording fees, everything on my spreadsheet goes immediately to Jennifer, and then Jennifer puts them in the town clerk fees and dog fees and the accounts. So she handles all the She gets all the money. She gets
She
all
got
the
the
money.
money.
She gets all the money.
And there's another thing, element to this forensic audit thing. It's a very long and time-consuming process, which is gonna involve all the staff. They're gonna be having to provide information for these auditors and stuff, and so we'd have to add in a number amount. We got a thing written in there, what estimated staff hours would be required for this. So we're gonna have to budget for that, cause they'd have to do it, like work overtime enough to provide this information to these ones doing the audit. So whatever they come up with for number, we're, based on what they give us for information, we may have to add $25,000 to $50,000 just for extra staff time to work, to help them get the information they need, because somebody's gotta provide it to them, so. We won't know until we get this back, so that's the very proper way to do it. It's the path we're going on now. And then January 12th, I believe it is we'll know a whole lot more about it, so. Anyway, I just wanna make everybody aware, we don't know how quick they can do that preliminary assessment if we decide to go that route. This may not happen at town meeting, it may not be time enough to get it done, get done and get it warned to be put on the ballot. It may have to go to a special vote, or if you wanna get it done quickly. And then, just to reiterate what Bill Iacovone said, the way we've closed out all the computers and shut down the town hall, the former manager has no access to anything, none of the computers, none of the numbers, none of the, can't get in the building. And with that done, there's nothing that, whatever's been done is done. There's nothing, she can't do any more damage if she did any at all. It's just, whatever's out there is out there, and isn't like it, gotta hurry up, get it done before something gets changed, because that can't happen, so. I just wanna make everybody aware, don't get all up in arms if it don't happen at town meeting, because first, we gotta approve it January 12th. Then they gotta, I don't know what their schedule is, if they can start immediately on it to do it, I don't know how long that takes. And it's very unlikely that it would be back in time to warn it, in time to miss it 30 days or prior to the town meeting. You gotta get it written up, you gotta get it warned, so it'd be awful tight. I can say it can happen, but we won't know until we get that information back as well, so. Doing the best we can, we just wanna make sure we do it right.
Yeah, it's gotta be done right, for sure.
Alright, so I was gonna say, let's go through the request for proposal.
Yep.
Alright, so everything in orange, I don't know if we wanna read it word for word, this will be public as well after tonight. But, issue date, December 9th, 2025, which is tomorrow. So that means it'll go out to this will get sent out. And looking back at Sarah's email, the goal is to send this on our website, so people, if any auditor wants to look at it, it's on the website essentially. The Vermont Bid Registry and VLCT's website. So, and also,
And send out to these.
and she sent us a list of what it was, 15 of them?
16.
16. So tomorrow, this thing will get mailed to 16 auditors she recommended.
Yeah.
I don't know the auditors at all, I don't think as long as they don't have anything to do with Williamstown, which I don't believe they do, because we do not want anyone that's done Williamstown's books in the past to touch it now, right? That makes sense? Okay? Proposed deadline is January 9th, 2026 at 4 p.m. That's the Friday before town, or select board meeting in January. Contacts, so they can be sent to May Edson or Barbara Graham. And originally, Larry and I had kind of discussed this, and this is where I didn't read her email correctly. Because Larry and I said one person should be fine, but she said, this is Sarah Lacrosse, should be submitted, well, she says electronically. I'm fine not doing it electronically, I'm fine with it bringing back the mail. That's whatever works the best for our town, that's fine by me. one town staff member and one select board member. I'm gonna say no select board member, so this is 2 town staff. If everyone agrees with that, that way, when it comes to vote, again, it's,
Nobody's seen it.
no one's seen it that's gonna be voting on it. Everyone, okay? So we have May Edson and Barbara Graham as the 2 contact person. And, does, May, your email looks correct? I just wanna make sure, cause I did some typos when I did this, I'm not gonna lie to you, okay?
Yes, mine
And
looks.
Barb's email is clerk@williamstownvt,
.org.
what?
.org.
.org, yes. And I messed up the phone number originally, it's currently 802-433-6671.
For the manager's side,
For the man, which side would you like for your,
55455.
okay.
That's what
See,
I,
that's what I had down, so I didn't do it, well, I changed it, okay, 5, what is it, 5?
5455,
And your extension 103,
correct.
and she's extension 102.
I didn't even know you had that phone number.
See, I,
We still kept it both, the
Okay.
6671 and the 5455.
Right, well, I didn't know that you had a different one, you always push 103 if I wanna talk to you.
Yeah,
right.
and most people have got that recording when you call in, memorized, they call, they,
Yeah, that's pretty much it,
who they wanna talk to.
103.
And then on the next page, the only thing I changed, again, this was a professional document, I promise, there's nothing hidden here. It says the town of Williamstown, Vermont, I put in, not parentheses, parentheses, yes, parentheses.
Yeah.
Town, because town's a lot, I stayed, town is state. Third page, nothing was changed. And just so everyone knows, the background information, scope of work, deliverables, so a lot of stuff, again, this is very, I promise you, this is very professional. And then on the 4th page, request for proposal issued December 9th, 2025. Proposal due is January 9th, 2026 at 4 PM. Select board contract review is January 12th, 2026, that's our town, or our select board meeting. Contract award, and in parentheses, upon March 10th, 2026, town meeting vote. So that means the taxpayers are deciding to do this or not, it's not a select board issue, okay? So it should be going on the ballot. You're going to see, like I said, I'm sure at our next meeting, we will be doing shall the town vote, that's when we will make that decision. But we will have the company and what the cost is. Again, it could cost $3,000, it could cost $30,000, I have no idea, I've never done this, I promise you. Preliminary review report, I just put as determined by scope, that was something she said instead of doing a date. So that is the preliminary review saying, this is, it's, like I said when I was speaking to the chair, it could be grass is green, there is no issues. Or it could be yellow flag or red flag. Now we have to move on to final report presentation. That could be the full audit, okay? Nothing else, and then proposal requirements, name of firm, contact person title, all the stuff they have to send us, which I promise you is, again, very important. Down farther, the only thing that we had discussed changing, so estimated total hours for maximum fees is one, the preliminary review, what that's gonna cost, which that might be, again, we can discuss that next town, or, I apologize, my surgery, you know what I mean, next select board meeting.
Yes.
That's what we'll be discussing next, and then number 2 is forensic audit if deemed necessary. And then the chair and I discussed this, as any additional costs, she added travel data retrieval, we are adding approximate Williamstown staff hours, and then there's an et cetera. So now we kind of, so they're gonna say, we're gonna review the people that have worked with Williamstown for possibly 100 hours, and then we'll do that math. Next thing is proposals must be submitted no later than January 9th. Again, that's just added there. Mary Edson, let me change Barb's phone number here.
You think maybe, it goes to her at the 6671, I think you better just leave it and have them punch 103.
Does it go there?
What goes-
6671?
I mean, either, if you were to dial either number,
Okay.
you're just gonna push, but if you want my extension on there, it's 103.
Yeah, we have it there.
Okay.
Okay, so I will
That'll make
just
it less
circle this one, 'cause I
confusing.
crossed it out.
Yeah.
All right, and then this is something I had added, it was not in the initial one, and I'm gonna read this out, so we can change this right now. Electronic submissions, PDF format. Should we get rid of PDF format and should just say mailed in?
I think Electronics, fine, right? But we
Okay.
bid on jobs way more than this is ever gonna be electronically.
Okay,
As long as you know, if I
Okay.
open it.
that's fine, that's fine.
I'm not,
I think
I'm
that,
making.
cause even in this thing,
I
it
read-
just
I
says
just
not
wanna
to
read
be
it.
viewed
If you
by.
do-
By
town
us, it's
manager.
I'll put it in a
Correct.
folder.
No, we'll put you in the vault.
With all those minutes I haven't gotten yet.
It'll be a long Christmas in that vault.
But what he said is, we are not going to see it.
Right.
I promise you that the select board, and again, hopefully future town manager. But this, so, that was the original, the PDF format. This is what I
You
added.
could also put, regular snail mail in as an option as well.
Well, I mean, it just says are encouraged. So snail mail, I think the assumption is snail mail, but they encourage. So
Also,
this,
the way the mail system is now, it's safe for
It's
that
really
form.
snaily, I know.
yes, it is. So it is. I think the post office comes to my house about 3 times a day because I will be honest, I do a lot of shopping online, so. And it's around Christmas time.
3 times a day.
Yeah, I come to my house about 2 or 3 times a week.
3 times a week would be nice.
All right, so this is what I added, and this was from another municipality, I just searched the internet. The submitted proposal will not be viewed by the town manager and/or select board until January 12th, 2026, after 7 PM at the select board meeting in the presence of the public. A register of proposals received will be compiled and will be available as public record on January 12th, 2026, after 7 PM at the select board meeting. If, at the time that proposals are due, the Williamstown Hall is closed due to uncontrolled events, proposals will be accepted until noon, 12 PM, on the next full day of, the next full day that the Williamstown Town Hall is open. Meaning, if Friday is a blizzard, they can in theory submit their proposals the Monday of our select board meeting until noon.
Internet don't work on the blizzard.
I don't know. It depends on tree.
Electronic.
Oh, I know, but I'm just
That would be if somebody wanted to hand deliver it.
hand delivered, yeah. So, and I think that was I can't remember where I got this, it might be, again, I looked at another municipality's policy, so I didn't write this, I just added town of Williamstown in it. So if anyone agrees with that. And then the other thing I changed at the very end, and this is for the public, 100% for the public, I don't think there's anything on the second page, or the last page rather. So the initial one said, all findings and reports shall remain confidential until the town authorizes release, which I think that was the period, there was a period after that, I added not to exceed 6 months after the final report presentation. Meaning, we see it as the select board, as soon as we see it as the select board, hit your stopwatches, it can't exceed 6 months. Now, hopefully, there's no reason to do that, but I'm just saying, it will be public. There's no way for it never to be public.
There is a reason, because if some legal situation arises out of it,
Yeah.
you're gonna be limited to what you can give until that proceeding is completed, so.
Cause, yeah,
Well, hopefully it won't be
then
more-
the authorities here.
We can't just say,
It could be
okay,
a
you
lot
can
longer than 6 months,
take
it could be
copy.
a year.
So should we, would not, until town authorizes release?
I would think that would be better, yeah.
Okay,
Cause if something, they find something illegal, then
okay.
it goes into a different
I'm fine with that,
category.
again, I'm not a lawyer, so I just wanna make sure we're doing things legally.
Yep.
But I promise you that we are here to do this legally, like I said, and I will cross that out if everyone else on the select board feels that is a good thing to do.
Yeah, just,
Yes.
Okay, so I put period after release?
yeah, that way their hands aren't tied to 6 months, cause we probably can't do it legally to start with, so.
And then, just so everyone knows, the selected firm shall provide an engagement letter within 14 days of award and outline terms, timelines, and deliverables. That's after they have 2 weeks to give us, once we say yay to them at the next select board meeting. And then at the very end, so everyone knows this, the town may terminate the contract at any time for cause or convenience with written notice. Meaning, if for some reason they would change their fees, or, they do the first part and the grass is green, and it looks very legitimate. Again, I hope all the companies that are gonna hopefully bid on this are gonna be the most legal and legitimate businesses humanly known. I agree with everyone that we should not be spending $200,000 to get green grass on the other side. I'd rather spend the $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 and have the green grass and say, okay, we did our due diligence. And hopefully, I know I don't I worked with our former town manager in the sense as a select board member, and this came out, I think for all of us, came out of left field what happened, and I don't want her or anyone to get in trouble. We're just doing this because this is the right thing to do, if that makes sense. Again, I've been caught speeding in my life. So I drive down the road too fast, but guess what? The police officer's gonna tell me to slow down. I'm sure we've all been there. So, everyone agree on this as it's written?
I think, myself, my personal opinion on it is, I wanna thank you for working with Sarah on getting this done in the short notice.
And legitimately working with Sarah, she emailed this all to us, all I did was fill in the blanks with dates.
And Tyler and I both, he come in my office this morning, we sat down for probably an hour or more and went through it all and brainstormed on how to word it to make it all work. So I think we got a good thing here, so that's my opinion on it.
Looks good to me, I just got a couple little typo things. A space, you know, you're missing a space, like,
Yeah.
it's just
Oh, that-
really
okay.
simple stuff, but
Yeah,
other.
no, where are they? Honestly, I'm the guy that did
I'll
that
show you
last,
after.
okay, last
I'll show you
town meeting, I did that a lot, so.
I'll show you
Last-
after.
Last select
Looks
board
good.
meeting,
So
rather.
if we go with this, you're gonna
Yeah, sorry, my
You're
brain.
gonna, you're gonna have to do the typo stuff and get it to May, so she.
Yeah, it should be at May should have it full tomorrow to go out.
You're gonna have time to get the road with this stuff.
Thank you.
It'll get mailed out, she'll put it in the mailbox tomorrow, the people will probably get it in about 4 weeks, no, hopefully. Just kidding, just know when I say that's the US people.
We'll be spending time in the bottle and barbecue.
I guess we better get snacks.
So bring
Okay.
it right to Connecticut, because that's where our postal stamps are now.
So at this point, we need to have a motion to go forward with this proposal with a few minor tweaks.
I'm not gonna do that.
I'll make a motion that once we make the changes that we just discussed, that we give it to May and send this out.
Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Motion made and seconded. Any further discussion?
I just wanna make sure that because I did say it, but not just send it out, but it will be, hold on, I'm looking at the email. Where is it on the email? It will be placed on the town's official website, the Vermont Bid Registry, and the VLCT's website as well.
Yep, I'll amend for that.
Hopefully,
For that too?
nothing shows up.
That's-
Potential cost is a lot
I
of
agree with
money.
that too.
I wholeheartedly.
Okay, no more discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Good. So next thing we need to do is, change that vote, right?
Oh, yes,
Yes.
we can do that. Do you have the,
I did-
I didn't actually bring the piece of paper. That's not the, no, is that? Yes, I think this is.
Yeah,
So again, I clearly crossed it out, I used Google Docs. So I make a motion that we repeal the following motion we made at the last select board meeting in November. I make a motion that we hold a special vote before March 2026, asking Williamstown voters whether, oh, I don't think this is the right one, hold on. That isn't the right one.
Yeah, because we don't know if we're.
Because
gonna
I
do
didn't
it.
say Williamstown voters. Hold on. Hold on, I can look on my email, that's what I'm doing. I just wanna make sure I do this correctly, I apologize to everybody. Oh,
Did you want the minutes from the 10th?
yes, actually, no, it's in the minutes, isn't it?
Yes.
Thank you. Just wanna make sure we're repealing the right thing. All right,
Which one?
where are we?
Before the November 10th.
Tyler made a motion that the town of Williamstown does a third-party forensic financial audit from the time Jackie Higgins was hired as town manager to December 31st, 2025. Scott seconded, so
That was wrong though. It's in-
second page,
Yeah, second page all the way, okay.
almost
The
all the way.
old meeting.
So I am making a motion to repeal
Right here.
the following motion as said in the November select board meeting. Tyler made the town of, scratch out the first part. The town of Williamstown does a third-party forensic financial audit from the time Jackie Higgins was hired as town manager to December 31st, 2025.
Somebody second that?
Seconded.
Motion made, seconded, any further discussion?
I'm just saying the reason we're doing this is it's not costing the taxpayers. The way everyone had one thing in their mind, everyone left thinking that they were voting, but the way I worded it was not for a vote, it was just for us to do it. Now we're moving forward with the vote after, okay? All right, that's the discussion for me.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
And I apologize, next time when I do something like that, I will try to write it before, instead of just trying to willy-nilly throw it out of my brain.
Hopefully you don't have to write anything like this.
No,
again.
Knock on wood, I agree with you 100%.
Ever again.
Ever.
To
I don't know if that's what we're
to
gonna
be
do.
fair with everybody, everything happened so fast that we were just spinning for the first few days. So once things calmed down a little bit, then we had other people advising us that it became clear that we needed to do it a little differently, so I think we're on the right track now. Okay, next item is a flagpole. Julie Henderson, the last meeting
Oh, yes.
suggested that we do something with that flagpole, and she suggested to me a couple times before that, but I didn't get around to it. So I decided I better get around to it before I get chewed out again, so. Anyway, I had my son look up online a commercial flagpole and get some prices and stuff. This is what he come up with. This is a 30-foot flagpole. It's got the spin thing on top of the gold ball, and put the flag on, the rope, and it's got the foundation kit that you need for a lightning arrestor that goes into the ground. And
It should be anyways.
so this just sketch here. So the cost of the pole is well, normally is $29.19. It's on sale right now at $26.15 for the pole and all the grounding stuff that you need to put in the ground. It doesn't include the concrete base and stuff and the excavation work, stuff like that. So I'm guessing you're probably looking at like around $4,000. The town can come over there, mini excavator and dig the hole and backfill it, but you should do some 30-inch culvert around it to use for the form for the base. So I thought we still gotta pour concrete, load yards and stuff, so it'd be fairly expensive for that. So I think 4,000 would be a safe number.
Gonna be running electrical with a light on it?
It's possible we could. We talked about maybe moving it closer, Barbara and I talked about it to the walkway that goes up. It'd look best if it was centered on the building.
If it was centered, yeah, absolutely, I agree.
But we had it when we did the parking lot out back. If nobody's ever called us on it, but because it's a public building, there should be a designated handicap parking space, and that can't only have a minimum amount of slope to it. And actually, the steepness of the going up front of the Historic Society is too steep to meet the standards for that. So we had it designed for it to turn and park parallel with a ramp. So we just got to make sure there's room enough to do that without hanging out into the roadway that goes out back. So I mean, if that's the case, we may have to move it closer to the road down by the other sign there. But that would give us, the current flagpole is something that was put up way back by the firemen back in the Irvin Stevenson days, I believe. And trees have been planted around there, and the trees grown up, so you'd have to cut that apple tree down in order to lay that pole down to do any work on it. Between the town hall and the brick house beside it. The only other option, it would go halfway across Route 14 in order to work. Because it only flops one way or the other. And it's just a homemade thing, and the wheels and stuff are all rusted and shot. You can't flag stuck up there now. That's why it ain't been going half mast or down. So I think
Well, that close to the building, electrical plant, and it's all temporary, wouldn't be that much of an issue to run right up from
I
that.
think so, you
Because it
could go
really
right, the
should.
cellar's right there, you can come in through the cellar, crawl
Yeah.
space. I don't know if you need to pull it on the pole itself, you could do it with the spotlights from the ground up to it.
From the ground up to it, yes, that's the way it's proper anyways.
My thoughts were, if we vote on it tonight, we could add it to the budget for town meeting. And that way, voters pass the budget, they get flagpole, if they don't, we'll have to figure out how to.
We know what we can chop first.
So, I mean, that seems, we're in the budget process now, we just put an item in for flagpole, 4,000,
Yeah,
so.
Sounds like Walter, there's a lot of work involved in order to do it.
Yeah, as long as, well, I'm glad we're talking about moving it, because if we put a pole where the one is currently, that tree, that's the biggest, looks like the biggest problem to me, honestly, just walking to the town hall, that tree is certainly
And the
growing
flags
around
get
that.
caught in the tree.
Oh yeah, if you put the
Yeah.
flag at half staff, well, we might as well buy a lot of flags, because that thing's gonna get torn up fast.
So, I guess with that, somebody would need to make a motion, if you wanna go forward with this.
Make a motion to put a $5,000 line item in the general fund. Oh, sorry, see, I was giving you an extra $1,000. $4,000. I was looking twice,
Well, how about
2,600 plus
not
two.
to exceed 5,000, because you
Yeah,
don't know
yeah,
what
no,
it's gonna cost,
yeah.
so.
Okay,
Oil
so
prices are going crazy.
I make a
So-
motion not to
I've got-
exceed $4,000.
I don't know,
Maybe
Do
keep
you
it
want
at
5?
I would
Okay,
say
okay,
5,
okay.
because you don't know what it's gonna cost.
No, no,
If it don't
I-
cost that
I-
much, it don't cost that much,
You
the
just
rest of
added
it
the lights.
will
in.
remain
Yeah,
in
if
the
you're
general
gonna
fund.
do the lights, it's probably 5,000.
All right, so I make a motion not to put a $5,000 line item in the general fund budget for the 2026 town meeting budget.
I'll second that.
Motion made second, any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? There we go. Okay, so, around the table, Tyler,
Nothing for
Scott?
I met with Justin Hart here, and he's gonna get on fixing that breaker. He had to order it, it's a special one. He's gonna separate it. So there'll be 2 circuits,
Yeah, we better-
and that way there will stop tripping. And as far
what's
as,
the issue, Scott?
apparently,
Hose
when they
was-
plug all the fire trucks and the ambulance in, it pops the breaker.
all the bays are all in one.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so we're gonna split it
Yeah.
into 2 separate circuits.
Gotcha.
I checked with William, so Justin ordered the breaker, so that'll get done. And we're working on getting a number together for putting a oven upstairs.
Tyler brought up a good point this morning. We're gonna need to check with fire safety to make sure we don't have to do any special, Ansel system or something for that oven being up there. There might be a reason why there ain't one there now.
Could be.
So,
Is there anything here, is the vent?
there's one here, but they would
No.
eliminate the mess going on there, cause they wouldn't be coming down here if not to be all fired and stuff.
And no, my point with, again, not to go into full detail, but I was a UVM student and someone tried to make potatoes when I was a freshman. And I walked out of my dorm and there was a fire blowing about 20 feet out of a window because the person had left the grease on the fire or the grease on the stove and forgot the potatoes and walked up 3 flights. So in my UVM career, we were not allowed to have stoves on the floors. It was in the original design of a lot of the dorm buildings. So just making sure, I mean, everyone looks up in the ceiling, the little red or little circle things are sprinkler system. So the upstairs might have, I just told Larry, let's just make sure, because ambulances, when they go on a call, like anybody, they might be baking something, there might be a serious medical call, they think about what they're cooking, and they forget to shut off the stove. So we should have the safety for them more importantly. That's where I'm coming from. Just make sure we're doing it.
They
Trying to make
make,
sure we have a building left when they get
You
back.
got it, that's happening in a few fire departments in the state of Vermont.
Scott, I wonder if, cause you gotta run 220, is it gonna be electric or?
Well,
I don't even know if they sell gas stoves anymore.
No. I was just thinking like,
well,
is,
the two things that we were looking into, I mean, the cheapest and easiest would be put a gas cylinder right out there, run it up side of the building and go through the wall.
Right.
For a gas one.
Yeah.
That, the other way he's thinking, it'd probably be a day of running conduit, two guys.
Yeah.
Running conduit to get 220 over there.
just thinking if it is electric, like, I don't even know if it'd be possible with this, like a big red button, so if they get a call, boop,
Yeah.
they just hit that button, it disconnects.
Well, geez, you know,
No, and actually I told Larry that, I think,
if
I'm
you
not
hold,
lying.
you hold a match to a newspaper, it's gonna burn.
Yeah.
You know,
No, I
you know,
legitimately think that,
somewhere, somebody's gotta take some responsibility for what they're doing.
Yeah.
but I think St. Mike's, when they built their new firehouse, as soon as their tones hit, I think the stove shuts off. But again, it's a college and young
Yeah.
people, they don't cook very often probably.
they do make things that go right under the radar, they're pretty simple for fire
Yeah.
suppression too, if something.
Like I said, I just wanna make sure we're following the book and make sure everyone's safe.
So we'll look into that as well.
Yeah, I'll
I
take
don't, I mean, myself personally, I don't really like the idea of having a gas tank out there, and I think
I agree with
No.
that
spend a
wholeheartedly.
little extra and go with
Yeah.
electric.
I just, you know,
Right,
just something we discussed.
Right.
That's it for me.
Clay, you have anything?
No, I think I'm good.
Okay, we're gonna, take a recess and then we're gonna go into executive session, just for personnel issues, is town manager search. That all has to be done confidentially, to protect the people that are being interviewed and stuff. Hopefully we'll have an answer soon about that. Won't know for sure until it's done, so. Thank you everyone for coming.
We have to make a motion.
Oh, yes, we have to make a motion, thank you.
Yep, make a motion, take a break.
Okay, I'll make a motion to take a 5-minute recess before going into executive
I
session.
second the 5-minute recess.
We got a vote, all in favor, yeah?
Yeah, I think so.
Aye.
Okay,
What?
All in favor? Aye.
We all said aye.
Yeah.
Alright, get your ass back in the hole.
I'm going with those minutes, I want those minutes, I'm
Oh
not
yeah,
worried
we gotta
about
sign
them.
some things. I'm just gonna go use the bathroom quickly.
Okay, I know we all signed stuff for the last 2 months, where did it go?
Black.
Okay. We need a motion with regards to the hiring of a new town manager. Someone wanna make that?
I'll make a motion to offer the position to Ryan Lockhart, pending a background check.
I'll second that.
Motion made and seconded. Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. That's it.
I make a motion, we adjourn.
I'll second that
That's a
motion.
good idea. Scott made most, Jared, Tyler seconded, and everybody I think is in favor of it.
Yeah, aye.
Aye.
Thanks, guys, we got it done.